that lady made me feel so bad, and not one person stood up for me or said anything to her. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here with me today, and God bless you guys. So today's video is going to be a get ready with me. I'm not going to be doing anything too crazy for my makeup today. I'm just going to be adding some liner and some lashes, maybe some lipstick, and that is it. So before we get started, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below, as well as hit that notification bell so you'll be notified when I upload a next video. And don't forget to like this video because it's gonna be bomb. I mean, it's kind of depressing a little bit, the topics I'll probably be talking about, but nah, nonetheless, it will be entertaining. So yeah, let's just get started. Everything that I'll be using in this video, because it's not a tutorial, I'm going to be putting it in the description box below, so don't worry, you will see it. It will be there, and I'll place them in order, so don't worry about that. Yeah, so I guess what I just basically was going to talk about today was how life was for me growing up overweight, like how basically I was treated, how it affected me, why you should never treat people who are overweight the way that overweight people are treated, you know what I mean? Like, I think it's so unfair and unnecessary and so mean that people, when it comes to weight, just take advantage of someone who's overweight and make it as a joke and think it's okay because it makes people laugh, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's so wrong. I don't know, I'll never understand that. Now, I like to let my primer dry before I add the foundation. I heard that it's a really good trick to do. It makes your foundation last a lot longer, like your makeup, so I like to make sure that it's completely dry before I do anything else. I was always overweight. Like, I've been overweight my entire life, you guys. There wasn't a time in my life that I was ever skinny. Like, ever skinny. Like, I was always overweight, and I always knew I was overweight at like such a very young age. Sorry, I have eyelash glue in my eye. I hate when like eyelash glue gets stuck in your eye. But yeah, anyway, so I always was aware that I was overweight. I don't remember a time in my life where I felt like I had an okay body, like my body looked normal. Maybe when I was like 3, you know what I mean? I probably felt like that. I don't remember feeling like that, like I felt normal. Like, I don't remember feeling anything basically because I don't remember. But as I got older and I could like identify my body, like kind of I knew that I was a girl, like, you know, like I knew that I have a body, or like I wouldn't say have a body because it sounds weird, but I don't know what I'm trying to say. Basically, I just always knew that I was overweight. For as long as I can remember, I always knew that I was considered heavier or like fatter, on the more fatter side. I don't even think that it came from like younger people. I think it came from like older people letting me know that I was overweight, or like telling my mom like, you know, she's a little bit fluffy. One thing for sure, you guys, is that West Indian people love to point out when you have weight on you. Like, they love to point that out. They will tell you like, oh, you're getting really round, or like, yeah man, you're solid, like you're thick, like you're, you know, or they'll just flat out say, you know, my gosh, you're fatty. Like, they'll just say that to you. Like, they'll be like, oh my gosh, you're so fat. Like, and they're not really trying to say it in like a malicious way. I don't know why West Indian people, like people from the Caribbean, are so compelled to tell us that or to tell somebody that they're overweight. I don't get it. Me personally, actually, you know what? No. I think that it's just their own insecurities that they're reflecting on someone else, you know? And like, they just say it out loud. I think that that's where I first knew or found out that I was overweight and not like the regular weight, you know? And maybe they didn't even really like, you know, say it to me. Maybe they were like just speaking on it and I've heard, like, just by overhearing, because kids always overhear things, you know? So maybe that was definitely one of the ways that I knew that I was overweight. Anyways, and then as I got older, going to school, you know, getting older, maybe like grade 1, started from there, you know, I started to be called, you know, fat, and people started to pick on me a little bit more. It got really bad though during middle school. Middle school is when it got like extremely bad. Yeah, because middle school is when I started to like boys. And when you're in middle school, you're like 13, 14 years old, so like you're having crushes on boys now, and then like, you know, you get out of the Barbie and toy state and like you start liking clothes and shoes and fashion fashion. And this is when people, or when you're realizing that the world judges you on basically how you look, you know, and not for who you are inside. They basically, you know, that's how the world is. It judges you for how you look. So around that time, middle school is when it started to get really bad for me, and I really had an issue with my body, and I did not like myself at all, you know. Like, I would go through situations where people would just be talking about me, you know, behind my back. Friends would be talking about me behind my back. Boys would laugh at me because I was overweight. They would make jokes about it, and everyone would laugh, you know, with them. It was like the absolute worst thing ever, you guys. The worst thing ever. I remember this one time, this boy did like me in middle school, and I was like, oh my god. You know what? This happened to me actually a couple times. The first time, my first, like, I would say boyfriend, like someone said to me, oh, I want you to be my girlfriend, is when I was in middle school, you know. So I remember him saying to me though, like, I want to be your boyfriend, but don't tell anybody, like, let's keep it a secret. And the funny thing is though, is that I knew exactly why he wanted to keep it a secret, because back then, to have a girlfriend, to have a boyfriend when you're in middle school, it's like you're cool, you know what I mean? But I guess to be dating me back then, you know, was like, oh my gosh. But because I wanted a boyfriend, I wanted to experience having a boyfriend, I wanted to be cool whether people knew it or not. And he was cute. I accepted that. I was like, okay, you know what, we'll just date, you know, like behind closed doors. And the second time I had someone say that they wanted me to be their girlfriend, I should have done my nose last. Why did I do this first? Okay, but whatever. Anyways, so the second time that I had a boy tell me they wanted me to be their girlfriend, it was also the same situation. Like, oh, you know, and this was in grade 8. The first time was in grade 7. The second time was in grade 8. And they were like, you know, don't tell anybody or whatever, blah, blah. So I, again, knew that, you know, they were embarrassed by me. But I kind of just didn't care. Like, I didn't care. I just really wanted a boyfriend. Or this particular boy, I really, really liked him, you guys, because we weren't just like attracted to each other in that sense. Like, he was like my best friend, you know what I mean? So I was like really particularly like happy with him, and I really just didn't care, like, if he wanted to hide me in a sense. Like, I cared, but I didn't care enough, you know? So I wanted to tell my friend, you know, one of my close friends, that, oh, you know, me and this guy is dating. And mind you, you guys, he was like one of the popularest guys in school, like one of the most popular guys in schools. And I wanted to tell my friend at the time, like my really good friend at the time, that, oh, you know, I'm dating this boy, like we're boyfriend and girlfriend. I told her, and then she went and told him, and I told her not to tell anybody, not even to tell him. But it's like, maybe she just couldn't believe it. Like, she just couldn't believe it, that I was lying. She just had to go ask him. So she asked him, and you guys, oh my gosh, this was like the worst thing in the world at the time that happened to me. Like, I was so happy. With the end of school, I told her, I think I told her in like the change room for like gym, and I was so happy. I was leaving school, and I was walking away, and all of a sudden I hear, Janielle! Janielle! And mind you, my name is not Janielle, it's Janielle, but he used to call me Janielle. Everyone called me Janielle back then. But I heard like, Janielle! Janielle! And I turned around, because I knew that it was him, right? So I turned around, thought that maybe he was going to say like, oh, you know, wait, I'm going to walk with you, or like, you know, because everyone knew we were friends, so he wouldn't be scared to walk with me, but I guess he didn't want anyone to know that we were dating. And he just blurted out, you guys, I was just joking! I was joking! Wow, sometimes when you talk about things, you don't realize how much it affected you back then. Like, I'm actually tearing up, but I'm tearing up saying this right now because I just feel so bad for myself back then. You know, that I had to go through that stuff. I just feel so bad for myself back then, you know? That's messed up, man. Like, that's messed up. That is messed up. Oh my gosh, you guys, I have to wash my brushes. My brushes are so dirty. Like, it's not even a joke. Oh, you know, that really affected me. And, you know, from then on, I think that I just always had an even worse relationship with my body, you know? And then, you know, I had other situations where, like, I would be with my friends, especially with guys, with my friends, and, you know, guys would approach them, but then they would say, like, things to me, or, like, not look at me in that way. And obviously that hurt when they wouldn't look at me in that way either, or just basically use me as like, you know, the friend to get with my friend. Oh my gosh, you guys, I hated that. I legit hated when guys would use me just to like get towards my friend. And sometimes it'd be like a guy that I like had a serious crush on, and they'd be like, Janielle, oh, you know, I like your friend, or hook me up with your friend. And oh my gosh, you know that movie Just Right? You know that movie Just Right with Queen Latifah and Common? I felt like Queen Latifah all the time. Like, always Queen Latifah, always, what's her name? Leslie, you know? Liking a guy, but the guy's just always trying to get to Morgan. Like, I just always felt like that. And oh my gosh, you guys, it was the worst. But you know what was even more worse than that? What was even more worse than all those situations was, I'm trying to work fast so I like this video's not too long, was when they would actually make fun of me in front of everybody. Like, that was even worse, okay? Because oh my gosh, it was embarrassing. I remember this one time, you guys, I was walking with my friends near Walmart, so like at this mall that like was really close to my house. I was walking with my friends around there, and it was like, it was probably like a holiday because Walmart was closed. I remember Walmart was closed. The parking lot was empty. So I'm like, okay. Yeah, I think that it really was like a holiday, or maybe like Walmart was just closed. Yeah, so anyways, we were walking with me and my two friends. They're actually sisters. And these guys pull up. And mind you, they weren't cute. They were not cute at all. You know, they weren't cute at all, but they were, you know, doing stupid guy things and hollering at girls, and I was like, you know, there with them. I immediately felt so small and naked. Like, I felt like someone ripped my clothes off and I was standing there naked, because I immediately remember feeling like putting my head down and not really paying attention, because I didn't want them to think that I thought that I was worthy for them to talk to me, which is so sad, you know. So yeah, I remember feeling so small and putting my head down and like not even like paying them any mind, because I knew that they wouldn't even be trying to talk to me. And I might have just looked up just a second to see like what the guys looked like, you know. And oh my gosh, you guys, I'm just gonna let this sit, and then I'll put on my bronzer. And then you know what they said? They were like, hey girls, you guys are so fine, whatever. And I looked to like just see who they were. Like, I kind of went like this a little bit, and then they said, not you though, you're way too fat, like you're huge, not you. That is so mean. Like, how do you ever say that to somebody? How do you ever say that to somebody? People don't have any conscience, you guys. None at all. You know, guys, I know guys are idiots sometimes, but it's like, just the way you're raised, how could you say that to somebody, you know? Oh my gosh. But yeah, that was one of the other situations that I will never forget. So I guess this video is like a situations while I was fat that I'll never forget type of video, you know? That's a situation that I'll never forget. Oh my gosh, another situation that I will never ever forget would be when I was like probably in grade 7, and I went on a trip, and we had to like go in the woods and like look for like little things on like that they put on trees, like I guess to help you or learn to navigate around. And you know, my partners were these two guys in grade 8. I was in grade 7. My partner was these two guys in grade 8, and they're really popular, and I had to go with them, you know. And they were like guys, so you know, guys are very like, you know, and they're thin and, you know, in shape. Guys like to run around, play sports. I was definitely overweight, so like I didn't have the energy that they had. So when I would run around with them, I was just trying to keep up. And the thing about it is that when I was thinking about it too, I was like, oh my gosh, let me try my best to keep up, you know, because if I don't keep up, they're gonna make fun of me, you know. And I was like, oh my god, like trying my best. I was pushing myself harder than I normally, not that I normally would, because I wouldn't push myself at all, but I was pushing myself to make sure that I did keep up with them, you know. Because I was pushing myself so hard, I was really hot, you guys. It was winter time, so I had like my big jacket on, and like, you know, I was like bundled up, you know. And because I was pushing myself and I'm heavier, and I was sweating, you know. I was sweating underneath my hat and underneath my jacket, because I remember being so heavy. And then also I had like, you know, all the you know, the winter gear on me, and I was sweating. And I remember that we got to one of our destinations. We found one of the, you know, the things we were supposed to find in the woods, and one of the guys turned over and looked at me, and he looked at me like really weird and in disgust. I remember he looked at me in disgust, and the thing about it is that I remember his stupid ass face too. Like, this guy was just an, you know those kids, there's one kid that's just literally, you're just an asshole from birth, like you're just an ass, you know? Like, this guy was just an ass. And I remember he used to always look at me in disgust, you know? So he looked at me in disgust again, you know, kind of looked at me like, and then he's like, are you sweating? Yo, this girl's sweating in winter, bro. Like, that's what he told his friends. And like, I mean, some of you guys might be laughing right now, like, haha, yeah, that's funny, a joke. But I'll get to why it's so messed up when people think it's okay to make fun of overweight people. But anyways, so he's like, yo, this girl's sweating, bro, and it's like winter. Like, how are you sweating and it's like minus freaking 12? Like, you know, like, that's what he said. And him and the other guy were just like laughing, and I'm like, I'm hot. Like, I'm hot. And they're like, you know, just continue to laugh at me. I remember like when they were laughing and they kind of just like ran off and left me, I just remember feeling like, oh my gosh, you guys, I don't even know the feeling. I can't even explain what I felt in that moment. I can't even explain it. I mean, I felt not good enough. I felt ugly. I felt like I was disgusting. I felt like something was wrong with me. Like, I wasn't normal. It was like the worst. Oh my gosh, it was the worst thing ever. That, all I know is the worst thing ever. Yeah, so, but one ultimate thing that happened to me, you guys, that I will never forget, and I can say like this was the worst thing ever, like my worst experience. This was like the worst thing that happened to me. So oh my gosh. Okay, so I was working at Cineplex. Okay, so I used to work at Cineplex, the movie theaters, and I loved it. It was like, honestly, it was like one of the best jobs that I ever did in my whole entire life. Like, I loved the people there. I loved my bosses. I was working box office, and I remember that at this time, when people come watch a movie, because they had underground parking, that there's a certain time where you could not validate your parking. Throughout the whole day, people were asking me that. I mean, some people had, you know, were mad about it, kind of gave me a little attitude about that, but I was used to it because working, like, you know, in public, like working, you know, I guess retail or whatever the case is, you have to work with people. You have to know that that's just something you're gonna get people. You're gonna get people in all state of minds, and some of them will be nice, some of them will be mean. So, you know, some people weren't happy about it, some gave me attitude, but it was nothing extreme until this one lady came in, and I will never forget this. She came in and she was like, hi, can I have a ticket? And first she was very rude. She was like, I can have a ticket for blah 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 for this time. And I'm like, okay. So I, you know, I rang it up, whatever. I'm like, okay, so it's gonna be this and this money. And you know, and she paid for a movie ticket and everything. And then at the end, she kind of just flew, because there's like a glass and like a little hole for you to like put your money through. And I talked to her through like, you know, a microphone. So she kind of just flew her validate ticket in there and was like, oh, could you validate my parking? She's like, I need to get my parking validated, you know? And I was like, oh, sorry, ma'am, we don't validate parking until after 5 p.m. or something like that. And she flipped. She looked at me like I was, like I just hit her mother in the face in front of her, or I slapped her daughter in front of her. Like, she flipped. She looked at me like I was a monster for telling her that. She was like, what do you mean? What do you mean I can't validate my parking? And I was like, I'm sorry, ma'am, like, you know, I wish there's something I could do, but I'm not allowed to validate parking. Like, I don't think, even if I were to stamp it, I don't think it would work. It's like in a system thing, like I can't validate your parking. And she, oh my gosh, she was yelling at me, saying like, you better validate my parking now. I pay for my movie. What do you mean? What kind of establishment is this? How stupid are you? And you know, when she was calling me stupid, I was like, okay, you know what? Like, this is getting a little out of hand. So I was like, ma'am, and there was like maybe like 5 people behind her, okay? So I was like, ma'am, I'm sorry. I apologize that you cannot get your thing validated, but you don't need to be making names at me. Like, you don't need to be talking to me like that. And I guess because I stood up for myself, she was not having it. She was not having it. So she was like, oh, shut the F up, you stupid B, you stupid, you know, B-I-T-C-H, you're so freaking fat, you're so effing fat, you fat ass piece of slob, you shit slob. Like, she was going off. So he's like, like hitting the window saying, you fuck me, like, oh my gosh, I almost said the word. She was like, you effing fat ass. Like, she was like, all you do, this is the perfect job for you, huh? This is the perfect job for you. You have to do is sit on your ass all day and not do anything because your fat ass is too freaking big to move. And you guys, this lady was hysterical, okay? Hysterical. So I was so embarrassed. Not only the things that she said to me was like, not only were they mean, I was embarrassed, you guys, because everybody, there was like, okay, first off, there was like at least 6 people behind her in line. And then like the part to buy like the tickets, like you could walk past the theater, so like it's a mall, so and it wasn't that far either. And because she was yelling, everybody, like I was looking at the side, everybody was stopping, just staring at this lady yell at me and call me all these names. And she was like making like the disgusted face, like she'd be like you're so ew, look at you, like she was doing that, like she was going in on me, you guys. And I was like, okay, listen, you know, I'm like, listen, I'm like, I'm not in charge of this. I'm just work for these people. And at this point, you guys, I started to cry. Like, I'm saying this to her and like I'm tearing up. Like, I'm tearing up. No, not even tearing up. The tears are coming down on my face. So I'm saying this to her and I'm crying. Okay, so I'm legit crying to her now. And I'm like, I'm sorry, like, I didn't say I'm sorry. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, it's not my fault. Like, why are you so mean? Like, what gives you the right to talk to me like that? And I'm crying, like, tears are coming down, right? And she's like this, oh, shut the F up, you fat ass. You think I'm gonna feel sorry for you? Why don't you freaking try going on a diet? Go on a diet and stop trying to make people feel sorry for you. Call up Jenny Craig. Like, she was like, so, like, the thing she said was just so mean. And the sad part about it is that none of those people behind her said one thing to her. Could you believe that? Not one person said to her, ma'am, what are you doing talking to this lady like that? She doesn't deserve that. Like, get out of here. Like, society is so, let me not. Oh my gosh. I'm just, you know what it is? I'm going back to that exact moment about how I felt. Oh, don't cry. Yeah. Girl, you work too hard on your makeup, okay? Like, oh my god, the tears. I just remember how bad I felt, you know? That lady made me feel so bad, and not one person stood up for me or said anything to her. Everyone just stood there and just watched her, like, watched her rip me apart. And I remember that I picked the phone up as I was crying, and I was like, oh, you know, to my boss. One of my bosses were there, and I was like, could you please come? This lady is like, you know, she's really getting on me about the tickets. And you know, she's like, call your effing manager. And she's like going crazy and like saying to call him, whatever. So I called him. Like, I was like, I'm calling him right now. So because I'm getting my thing validated. So as I was crying now, and he's like, I'm on my way, I was crying, and she's like, oh, stop effing crying. Like, she's like, stop crying, you're so disgusting, look at you. Like, she just kept going. Honestly, you guys, I cannot make this up. Like, maybe she was mentally ill, maybe something was wrong with her, I don't know. But you know how I felt at that moment when she was talking to me, I can never forget it. So, you know, my manager comes down, and he's like, he hears what she's saying to me. So he comes, he's like talking to her, like she sees him, and he's like, relax. Like, he's getting really mad at her now. Like, he's like, relax yourself. And he like opens the door, and he comes in, and he's like, are you okay? Like, and they're hysterical, like crying so much, you know, cause like, I'm so embarrassed, and I'm so angry that she was talking to me like that. So he's like, are you okay? And I'm like, honestly, like, he's like, what happened? I'm like, she just wants her, I told her I can't validate her ticket for her. So he goes out there, and he's like this, you need to leave right now. And he was the only one, like, I'll never forget this. And I'll just never forget this because he stood up for me when no one did, you know? Like, all those people, like, I feel like the way the world is today is, like, so horrible. Oh, my God, my stupid makeup. So, he stood up for me when no one did, you know? I'm, like, using my sponge to wipe my face. He stood up for me no one did. He's like, get out of here right now. Like, leave. Like, you're never allowed here again. Like, you're banned. How dare you talk to my employee that way? Like, leave, you know? And she was like, what? I want back. He's like, no, I'll give you a free refund. So he's like, he opens back the door. He's like, you know, you can go in the back, like, relax, like, you can go, you know, take a breather for yourself. So I get up and I leave, and I can hear him. He's saying, like, you know, you'll get your refund. Like, here, how much is your ticket? And, you know, he gave her back her money. He's like, go, like, you're not welcome here. Like, leave, you know? And she laughed, and then he came, and he was like, you know, Janielle, I'm so sorry. Like, she was talking to you like that. Like, you were, he's like, you don't deserve that. And then he also said, like, he was like, you are so beautiful. Like, you are so beautiful and you're so smart and there's nothing wrong with the way you look, and don't let her, you know, get in your head, and don't let her get you down, and, like, you know, you're perfect the way you are. And the things that he said to me, like, I'll never forget, because first off, I didn't have a father in my life, you know, so hearing a man say that to me, you know, and defend me like that was really nice, because you know, I didn't hear that often. And it was really nice that he was saying those things to me to make me feel better, you know? So yeah, after that, he's like, are you okay to go back to work? And, you know, you guys, I really need the money. I mean, it's like, you can go home if you want, you know, I can call the next person in early. And I was like, no, it's okay, like, you know, I need the money, you guys, you know? So I'm like, oh my God, my face, no, I ruined my makeup, ah. So I was like, no, it's okay, you know, like, I can finish today. But every time I would go out there and every time I would see someone come up to me, it was just like, oh my God, I would be sitting there, like, trying not to cry, because I would just remember the horror that I just went through with this one lady. And that eventually, like, that situation eventually led me to quitting my job, you know, because I just felt like, if I said anything to anyone, they would just get on me about my weight again, you know? So that essentially left me to quit my, like, you know, brought me to quit my job. And, but that was, like, the worst thing that someone's ever, like, that's the worst thing, the worst way someone's ever treated me about my weight. Apparently she came back the next day, and I wasn't at work, but she came back and said, oh, I want to tell the girl that I'm sorry, you know? And so I came the day after that, and someone's like, oh, you know, the girl came here to apologize. And I mean, she said to tell you sorry to me. She never said sorry to me. So, like, I mean, I don't know how, like, I can't take that. Like, okay, yeah, she said sorry, but she never said it to me. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, so that's the worst thing that someone's happened to me. Oh my gosh. You guys, I gotta fix this makeup. I'm literally just gonna put on some eyeliner, some mascara, lashes, and lip gloss, and I'll be right back. I'm so sorry. I really want to to show you guys, but if I do it on camera, this video is gonna be like 10 million times too long. So yeah, I'm gonna do that and I'll be right back. Oh, okay guys, so I tried to do my hair the best that I can and I tried to fix my makeup the best that I can, because oh my gosh, you guys, from all the crying, it was horrible. Like my concealer underneath my eyes, it was like gone. It was like completely gone, and there was like all patchy and stuff, but I think I fixed it. So yeah guys, after that experience, that really affected me a lot, and that's something I'll never get over. Like, I think I'll always feel the pain. I always remember the pain of how I felt that day, because she really, like, if it was possible to, like, step on somebody and make them flat into the ground, like, that is what she did to me that day. And it was like the worst. But yeah, so to put some lipstick on. Well, it's not lip gloss. I'm basically gonna put some lip liner on because I need it. This is from M.A.C. This is Chestnut from M.A.C. Really nice lip gloss. I mean lip liner, guys. Really nice lip liner. So now I'm gonna wear some lip gloss, and the lip gloss that I've been loving is from H&B Cosmetics, and it's from Holly Boone. She's a makeup artist, well, a makeup enthusiast, I think. Makeup artist or makeup enthusiast, I'm not sure. But she has a beauty channel, and she's so amazing, she's so sweet, and yeah, she came up with her own cosmetic line, and this lip gloss is called Yes Girl. Oh my gosh, you guys, I love this color, like, love it. Ooh, it's like the perfect color for, like, dark skin girls. Like if you don't know what lip gloss to wear but you want a new lip gloss, this is definitely it. Gosh, my hands are so dry. Okay, now I'm just gonna spritz my face with some Fix Plus. Spritz my face with Fix Plus. Why do I say fix my face with Fix Plus? Spritz my face with Fix Plus. That's kind of hard to say. But yeah, guys, so this is the finished look. Oh my goodness, you guys, this is my sweater. So this is my merch that I came out with. It says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And it's a hoodie, and it's a red. It comes in 3 colors. So it comes in red, it comes in black, and it comes in gray. And at the back, it just has my logo. I don't know if I could show you guys the back. I hope you guys saw that. But yeah, I love the sweater. It's super cute. And it says, you know, what I believe in 100,000,000%, like quadrillion, gazillion %, I believe that. You can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. I always say that to you guys because I believe it 100%. And I've been saying that verse from the beginning of 2018 till now. And because it's definitely true. So yeah, I love the fact that it says that. I don't know, I just love it. I love it. So you guys, I will leave a link in the description box below for this hoodie. Remember, it comes in 3 colors. It comes in red, black, gray, and I also have a couple t-shirts and a couple tanks there for you guys too if you guys want to check it out. Yeah, I think the shirt says love yourself into health, and the tank says believe in you, believe in him. And yeah, guys, please go check it out and support your girl if you don't mind. And yeah, but this is basically my everyday type of look. Like when I'm trying to do something like, you know, beat but not like crazy eyeshadow, I go for like a look like this. Like this is definitely the look that I would go for. Yeah, so I'll have everything listed in the description box below, like from like in order from when I used it. Yeah, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for being here with me and you know, bearing with my tears. Ugh. I did not think that I was gonna cry in this video. Like I did not start this video thinking I was gonna cry. That happened to me like, oh, I don't even know. Was it like almost 10 years ago? So yeah, it happened to me almost 10 years ago. I know, and it still hits hard. So I wasn't expecting it for me to cry, but I guess it's still lingering there on the surface somewhere. But yeah, anyways, I love you guys so much. Again, I always say that. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, as well as hit the subscribe button down below, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you'll be notified when I upload a future video. And yeah, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. You got this on your weight loss journey. I'm rooting for you. He's rooting for you. And believe in yourself and believe in him. Okay, guys, I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.